Epic drop.
We'll teach you all about transparency and the right to record in public. He's not afraid to grab a few snacks in government public buildings.
Epic drop.
We'll teach you all about transparency and the right to record in public. He's not afraid to grab a few snacks in government public buildings.
Yeah, I was gonna say stairs is probably a stretch. Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Say,
Second floor, please.
got it.
Double Pikachus. Nice.
Gotta have it.
What do you look like, your mom more?
Nah, my dad, probably. And then I'm going. Was I just getting hit on?
I think so.
I'm not good at that stuff.
You want it to happen, but when it happens, you deny it. I don't know what's happened. Yeah.
It's a good day now.
What's going on?
The director wants him to be trespassed since he's been doing this.
Doing what?
He's been going into the public offices and not refusing to leave. He did,
What offices?
like over here, he was in here, they wanted him to leave. He only left as soon as he realized they called the cops.
And this is a public office.
Well, it's like one of their office spaces. I mean, I don't know if it's public or not, but
Was the door unlocked?
no, they let him in.
They let him in?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last week he was in the children's office space. He just walked in there though.
Okay.
So
Was the door unlocked there though?
there's no door.
Door is wide open, with no sign.
It's also public then.
The office space?
Yeah. No, the children's section, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
So
but
within the children's section is a room with books and all types of stuff. The door was wide open. There's no sign saying this is a private office. So I went in there to ask questions.
he would have to walk past the desk to go
There's no
into
desk
the.
I can go there right now
Office
if the
space.
door is wide open, if there's no signs.
We've gone through this before.
You was here last time I called the
So,
cops.
and there's nothing to trespass him against. He's not doing anything wrong. I know they don't like the cameras in their face, but
You know, it's the one crime that's being committed, denial of public service. They're violating my right to request public
The
information.
director told me to call you guys into trespassing, but that's ultimately if you guys say that I can't.
You can't
then I
just trespass.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's a public
Public.
building. He's recording. He can do that. As long as it's, if it's not saying like, you know, if it's locked or something.
crime. There's no
Thank you.
right.
Can I ask you a question? You're here to mediate, right?
Yeah.
Because I need call you, obviously. So can you ensure that they uphold their oath to provide me public
I mean,
services?
I can't stay here all day with them.
No, but they called you so that you can mediate, because
Right,
I
that's
guess
what
they
we're
need your
doing.
services, but,
That's what we're doing.
so I rang the bell, she granted me access, I sat down, right, just, just make sure she's comfortable. I was talking to the public information officer, last time I was here, I filed a public records request. So I just wanted to check up on that request and possibly.
I'll just
follow
touch
it
base
up.
with the director. and see.
The director came out, very rude, put his camera in my face, said, "What are you doing?" I said, "They're gonna be interrupting me."
Thank you. And this is this was open. Oh, you said you rang the doorbell.
He rang the doorbell to let him in.
All right.
Sat right there.
I'll talk to the director.
Yeah, whoever else, because I don't know, because they're saying obviously it wasn't a crime, but so you can't trespass them. But I don't know what anyone else has to say about that.
the police are here. Tom left, so you are second to speak to.
I'm not. I don't know where it is, but
Okay.
What else did he do
So,
before I got here?
a man entered the building, recording people, and Tom told them to call the police. So the police are here. And Tom left. So if you just want to...
well, he came to the door. I answered the door. He was recording, which is fine. He said, I'd like to follow up to a FOIA request. I started to get his information. He did not give me his name. He started to give me an email. And then Tom, the director, came out with his camera recording the guy trying to get his information, and he refused to comply. He was just trying to give an email. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but I do have a policy. Cassie, we grab it off the printer.
What would be illegal about that? What was your-
Nothing,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, it's nothing.
He's a First Amendment
He's first
auditor.
order, yep.
And so we've had this experience in the past, and that's why Tom had us sent this policy out like years ago when this guy came.
Okay.
And so Tom asked him to leave, and that's the policy.
Did he leave?
No, he's out there. He's not gonna leave, and we can't
I
make him
think
leave.
the biggest thing we can ask him to leave about is the recording.
You can ask him to leave, but we can't force him to leave because I'm very familiar with how this thing goes. Policy is not law, right?
Over here.
And because this is a public building, he can practice his constitutional right, which is his First Amendment, which is what he's claiming he's doing, which is the recording. So we can't enforce a policy.
Yeah, but he can't. He's supposed to get permission per the policy, and he's not getting permission. That's the only thing I can say. Like, I don't know. That's my argument, but it's not my argument. It's the director's argument. So
Yeah, so we can't enforce a policy because it's a public building. Like I'm saying, he can record. This is not breaking the law by him breaking your policy, so we can't trespass him from a public building. That's what I'm saying.
but even if it's against the policy,
It's a policy, it's not a law. So he's not breaking the law by videotaping it here because it's a public building.
no, I understand that, but I believe
We
that.
went through this, I think, it was a year or two ago.
Yeah, it was a
as
couple
well.
years
It
ago.
was the same
Oh.
thing.
But if he doesn't comply with our policies, don't we have the right to, like, when somebody is not using the computers appropriately, right? They're watching porn or something, I don't know. And that's in our policy. We can ask them to leave. If they don't leave, then I think that we can call the police. Y'all can step in and ask
You
them.
can call us and we can ask them, but we can't force them.
But if they're doing porn and it's against our policy,
If it's illegal porn and they're doing that and disseminating porn
no,
in
I
a
feel
public
like
area, then it's illegal, yes.
we've
We have
had
a computer
people.
use policy. If someone breaks our policies, our code of conduct, our library director, who's noticeably absent, mind you, could ask them to leave because they're violating the district's policy.
And if they
It's
don't,
not
and
against
then
the
you
law,
guys have
but it's
to.
against the policy, so they could
Right.
be asked to leave for the day. No,
You
you
can
can't force them.
exactly. That's
But
what
we
we're.
ask them
That's
to.
what we're getting at.
Yeah.
So there's a line between law and policy.
Yeah,
You guys can't
in
necessarily enforce.
in public buildings.
Correct.
All right. Now,
Okay.
if it's private,
That's
you
different.
can kick anybody out.
Okay.
Right. But because it's a public building, he can walk in here. The porn thing, there might be a law about watching porn in public where people are around.
Disseminating pornographic material is probably subsections underneath all that stuff
Okay.
that would do that.
But the
Or
guy-
maybe even
do you
somewhat
remember-
underneath the discon law might somewhat fall.
Probably.
I'm not trying to. I mean, listen. I don't want to break the law. Absolutely. But like, do you remember what the outcome was last time? Because I feel like the
It's
guy.
the same.
I just sit right by the door and it kind of creeps me
Okay.
out.
It was
But
the
do we
same.
have to answer the doorbell every time he rings?
If he's
If he's out
conducting a
there
But he's
legitimate,
conducting
Hitting the
legitimate-
doorbell 100 times.
Yeah.
if he has a legitimate purpose, that's probably something in you guys' policy of staff that we don't know about. But if he's trying to conduct legal business, then
All right. So the director needs to be here because
Like this
He-
part isn't
he's-
considered.
The
Is
directors
this
needed
part
to be here
considered
every
like
time
public
we
in
got
the
this.
sense that you're talking about?
So-
In this part of the
he
office?
does or doesn't.
Oh, there.
Should.
Should have.
unless you have signs or something, because he has to ring the doorbell to get in.
But
And then
But I mean, like, yeah, I'm saying
This is
to
not
get
part
into
of-
this room.
Yeah,
like,
this
past that
section,
door,
here
is
it
that
comes.
considered public?
if it's blocked, it's not public.
No, it's not
Okay.
public. This is the business office.
Sorry about that.
So he can record from the hallway, but he
They
can't come in
they
here.
Unless you grant
force
them
him to
access.
the property.
Yeah.
Well, my concern is that he will never, if he gets into a private space, he won't leave. He's not entitled to be in
Is he
here.
in
It's
here?
been
right
my
now?
experience every time we've dealt with them. If you just basically ignore them, kind of like
This
child
is
rules.
this is what they want
Goes away.
because then he puts on YouTube.
This
Oh,
is
yeah, yeah,
exactly
yeah, I know
what he
that.
wants.
I mean, that's
He
not the
wanted
first
us
time.
called. He
Yeah.
wanted you guys to be all upset.
Is he inside this?
No, he's outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very eagerly trying to film what's going on in
Yeah.
there.
So
No, the problem is that when he went into another staff member's office and he wouldn't leave, she felt intimidated, and that's where I think it crosses the line. And I've tried to tell staff that if they're in the public space, he can
would-
film staff, but he cannot film patrons without their permission.
we all know. Well, yes, he can.
Well, not by our policy, he can't.
Policy is not law.
Well, that's not what our attorney
So-
says.
You can handle business with him out there to keep him out in the public space would probably be the best bet, and then less engagement with him because all he wants is a public information officer.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, no,
So he can get something that he foiled for
Right.
last time he was here.
Right.
So
Well, so the conflict then is what our attorney says we can do and what you're saying we can do. Because our
Right.
attorney is quite clear that unless he has permission, especially with children, he can't film them.
right, we can't go enforcing those policies. We enforce the criminal law. We can't do that.
So we'll have to
It's
talk
not
to our attorney.
it's not illegal as long as one party is privy to the recording and in the same space. You are allowed to record.
So we can record him.
Yeah, I'm assuming you are. There's cameras through here.
And there's no law for children? Like you can,
Not public enough. Somebody can go to the park and just sit there and record. I mean, it's be suspicious we'll get caught out there, but we can't. There's nothing we can do about that.
no, okay.
So you're saying that even if he's in a public space intimidating staff, we can't get him?
I mean, what's
we can't-
intimidating about it would be
He
the grounds.
refused to leave the staff member's office.
Okay.
I mean, people are just
So
entitled to
the
sit in
offices are not
offices.
public spaces. I would maybe put up a
No.
notice saying that offices are not public spaces. You know, something like that. You need to, with these people, you need to limit their ability and their grounds to be like, oh, this is public space. I can just walk into here and do whatever I want.
Well,
So
what's
by limiting
confusing
that,
is that the last time this happened, about 3 years ago,
He remembers.
you guys took him out and criminal charges were filed against him.
I never filed any criminal charges
The
on
library,
No.
we went to trial.
because I was here for the first time he was doing it.
This is
And
not
it
the
was
same
never-
guy.
Yes.
No,
No, the other guy
a white
was,
guy.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
This
Well,
was like
that's
3
a
or 4 years
different
ago.
guy though.
Yeah.
That was under a different circumstance of things. Because I do remember him.
He refused to leave that space.
No, the other guy was under a different circumstance. Because
The
I
only
remember
charge
those
we had was that
officers.
he refused to leave the space,
Right,
and
but
he
there was
carted
other
out.
things with those officers that led to those circumstances.
Oh, well, we weren't aware of that.
I wasn't there for that one, but
I had printed out the policy to show them
Yeah.
after that last guy, so. Okay.
We'll have to talk to our attorney,
Yeah.
who swears this is the law.
it's not.
So when does
Yeah.
it become a crime if he's running around photographing or video recording people in here? If they
He's
feel
just-
intimidated? Is that
Basically doing it, but feeling intimidating isn't necessarily illegal. So that's because it's so subjective, it's,
okay?
Well,
so it
that's
have to more or less go on the harassment
I'm just
side.
more concerned if he goes down to the children's floor and he's recording kids who, maybe their parent is in a different area.
In his defense, I don't believe he's ever been observed recording the public.
Okay.
He wants to get the staff
This
to
is-
Right. And I get it, the First
He's
Amendment.
looking to sue you guys.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to
in
do.
or,
Oh, no, he's-
or us.
And
So-
he's looking
so-
to put it on YouTube and
Yep.
rile everybody up.
So he'll get money for YouTube hits, and then they look to sue people. He's gonna go to headquarters. He's gonna foil for our stuff, and he's gonna learn from everything that we've been doing here because all of this stuff that we have to record is all available to him as well.
Right.
So
Okay. All right.
it's just all a game.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
I know
I'm sorry
that.
it stinks. The position.
I mean, it's happening very
I mean,
frequently now.
he was
so-
at City Hall already. Or
So
one of them.
I
Was
do
at
have
City Hall?
I think
the-
that was Long Island Audit. That did
Was
that.
that
Would
one? No,
correctional
today.
facilities be
Oh.
different? Because you used to be able to drive up to the Beacon Correctional Facility because it's a historic building. So I was trying to take pictures, and they shut that down. Like now you can't go past it. They have guard at the road.
Mm-hmm.
And when I asked him about it, he was like, "Yeah, because we got audited. So now we're not letting anybody in." I don't know.
Yeah, well, probably says no trespass. It's correction law is completely different anyway.
Okay, all right.
But
Yes.
it's
I mean, it's
probably
still an institution.
Yeah, but,
is,
but not
but
designed
I
to serve the public.
yeah.
So are military
Oh, that
bases,
way.
but
Okay.
you can't go recording on those,
Yeah.
right? Because
Right.
there's safety aspects to that.
You can stand right at the gate, but you can't cross the threshold.
So the bottom line is that unless he harasses a staff member, we're sort of
Or
not able
public.
to do anything.
As of right now, yeah.
because I think we have some staff members who are not happy with that situation. But I understand.
Yeah, it's a rock and a hard place.
Because no one wants to have a camera in their face like that. So that's where you feel the
Well, except he
intimidation.
does because I recorded him.
Yeah, but he's walking around with a body camera and his phone. So, you know.
Oh, no shit, really?
Oh yeah,
Body
oh
camera.
yeah,
Okay.
it's blinking.
I didn't see the body cam.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the
Alright, so what about the
intimidation. of that.
FOIA request? What about the FOIA request? Has that,
He's
Did
never
you-
requested anything. If he's got to fill out a form to foil.
okay, because I asked him what his name was and he refused, but then he said, I'll give you the email that I used.
No,
And I
he would
started
need,
to take that.
and our attorney said that they have to identify who they are.
Pretty sure that's on all requests. I think it's on ours.
It's on ours. You have to have a name, and if it isn't filled out completely, you disregard it.
Right. Okay.
Well, let him
Well,
fill it out.
you know, fill it out, yeah.
And as much as he fills it out, you don't have to babysit him. Be like, you fill out this,
Yeah.
fill out this.
Well, if he said he already did, I mean, that was the thing. He was trying to
I've
follow
never
up.
gotten.
He's
Yeah.
following
I'm
up.
sorry, can we not invite him back into this space?
No, you don't have to. It's a locked.
You just
This is
don't-
not a public space.
You can address him out there.
Okay.
You don't have to
We're
bring
talking
him
about
in.
filling out whatever. Do that
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah, that's what-
Clipboard and hand it to him out there.
Yeah.
Tell him to ring the bell when he
However,
addresses
He's going to try and get
He's
in as
gonna
soon as
keep-
we open the door.
he's gonna
That's the
keep-
problem.
Ringing the doorbell. When does that become
I would-
harassment?
Oh, I can,
Address it with your attorney.
I
See if
can
you can somehow
unplug
get
it
this.
from the.
What
Oh,
you
you
would have to
disabled
do
it?
to say, hey, this isn't a
Yeah, but
public
then he could
space.
sue us for that.
Can you? How can
Not
we
if
make
this
sure
isn't
that
a
that's
public
documented and
space.
posted?
But it's not posted. It just says staff. I mean,
I mean, make the whole
staff.
building
I
a
didn't
public
see it.
space.
No,
it's not going to work.
No.
But I can understand
But he's
like,
look-
this stuff.
Oh Jesus! Did Janet? I'm sure.
So,
Well, you might want
Alright.
to talk to your staff and make sure they don't let him in.
yeah.
Yeah, I already
There's
called
nothing
every
wrong
single
with you. You got cameras. You can do a still this picture, put it at the desk. Be like, just be aware.
But you're saying that if he figures out a way to get in here and he starts wandering around this space, we cannot remove him?
You guys invite him in here. You don't invite
He
him
said he was invited. He used
Right.
that word.
Oh.
And I said, well, now we're asking you to leave. And he said, well, I'm not going to.
in. Okay. So we'll address it with him, but it's
Okay.
Right.
address all of that business with him out there.
The signage outside of
Quick
this area is staff,
I haven't
or
seen
is it
any.
I didn't see a
administration?
single sign.
It just
Right.
identifies the spaces.
Yeah. So I
But
would.
what does it say
It just says
specifically?
administrative
Get it.
offices.
Okay,
label
so it
this.
doesn't say not public.
Yeah.
No, it does not say that.
Let's
So
see
we
if when you have
might
that
need to
conversation
do
with your
that.
attorney, have that. Let's get that labeled somehow. This way, at least we can be like, no. This is not public. This is
Okay.
your space.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
So Bonnie would take notaries outside of the office.
All right.
No, she invites them in.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Maybe we do notarizing downstairs.
Thank you.
Yep, anytime. All right, well, we're getting out of here.
The body cams are rolling the whole time.
Yep.
Do you guys charge for copies?
I'm pretty sure they do. I mean, nothing's free
How
there.
it goes through it.
Some towns, some cities are free.
I don't know how they deal with that. It's not our stake in this game. You know what I mean?
I request that through City Hall.
They can
Records.
Yeah, right to headquarters.
Okay.
On the left hand side. I don't know if they're open
Records,
today.
Go to the police station or go to the City Hall records?
No, you go to the police station.
Wednesdays? I don't think they're open.
I think that's the only day.
Yeah.
Wednesdays and I don't know what
I
that
mean,
is.
if I do it through City Hall, they'll just.
They're gonna
forward
probably
it.
direct you to the police station.
I don't know how that works.
So are they denying me public services?
They're not denying anything. We explained to them the process, and
Because I
Yeah.
came here to conduct business, and
I
in the middle of
understand.
me conducting my business, they decided to call you, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, well,
I understand.
People have different reasons for calling.
Oh, well,
So
no, they're gonna handle business outside of here because they're
That's fine.
talk about things. So they want all business handled right here. Just so.
I mean, it's rude, but
Wow,
that's their right. It's a private office.
man.
If they don't want to grant me access, it's fine. That's why it's secure.
Yeah, they'll bring it out if you got to fill out paperwork. They'll bring it out on a clipboard or something. Okay.
Can I just get your name back?
Even though I met you
O'Keefe?
before.
5-7.
Heard 8-4.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
We told them you guys are going to conduct business out here, and everything will come out this way.
I'd love to.
Oh man, now I missed my elevator.
Nope.
All right, take it easy.
Have a good one.